Merry Christmas, Renegade Nation! Before we begin the video, I'd like to give a big shout out to our most recent Patreon supporters, Itogi Kirill, Blazer64, Andrew Larman, Mohamed, Karina Wang, Dark Prime 25, Christian Andre Cavande, Benjamin Salisbury, Jonathan Caleros, Andrew Elliott, Kimber, Fabiola Macias, The Gaming Warthog, Daniel Anderson, Bick Boy, Julius Urado Jr., Christopher Lee Scott, Soren Nielsen, Neil Bender, Austin Price, The Whiskey Laddie, Brian Emeka Njoku, Deshaun Hurd, and Andreas Van Hasht. Thank you very much for your support. And if you want to check us out on Patreon, we would very much like to see you over there. Everybody have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Take care, guys. Oh, epic rap battle of the roar! Well, we're back at it again, and this time we got a full couch, including Wyndham, Octomok, and returning for after a long absence from these ERBs, Micah.
It's been a long time since I've seen an ERB.
Yeah, well, ERBs... well, here's a lot's happened in ERB since.
I actually recommend you guys go back and watch the most recent one before this.
Oh, yeah?
Just because it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was Pennywise versus the Joker.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
That is fun.
Yeah,
Both of their verses, like all their verses were awesome, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, ERB's actually gone through a lot of changes in the last year because they got dropped from Maker Studios, which they got released from Disney, and they went on their own. They went solo, and thus they're making what they want again. And plus, Nice Peter, one of the heads of this, had a baby, a little girl.
Good for him.
Yeah, congrats, Peter. And also, they've been killing it ever since because they started out. With just like on Patreon, which I support them on Patreon.
Yeah.
You know, I give them support because they deserve it after all the entertainment they've given us over the years.
Yeah.
And the fact they want to continue this and keep going.
Lloyd letting us live in his attic for
Absolutely.
all that time.
Yeah. Lloyd. Yeah. Epic Lloyd was subscribed to us for a while, and he's just like you guys are awesome. I love this, love these. And it's like awesome. Yes. And they actually commented on our first reaction to their newest ones. They were just like, loving the new setup, guys. And it's like, thank you.
Yo,
awesome.
Yeah. Got him on.
It's kind of like Will Ferrell and Elf, like, Santa, I know him.
Santa! It's just like, Epic Lloyd and Peter, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. If I ever meet them in real life, they're just going to be like, aren't you that fat guy that watches our videos? And I'm just going to be like, yeah. Hopefully by then I'll be in better shape. Yeah. But...
I've given up on getting into better shape at this point. I just kind of resigned myself to being out of shape for the rest of my life.
Hey, at least you're in better shape than me. I mean, you're at least in like lead singer shape. I'm pear shaped.
Yeah.
Yeah. That being said, though, Thanos versus J. Robert Oppenheimer, two masters of extinction. Both of them actually, if you consider the new, like how they've done Thanos here recently, both of them remorseful in their extinction because J. Robert Oppenheimer, leader of the Manhattan Project, the ones who created the atomic bomb, expressed his regret in creating such a force of destruction because literally one of them can destroy and desolate an entire city, and decimate everything in its path.
I don't know, from what I've heard of the accounts and everything, that he actually expected it to be as ridiculous as it was.
I don't think anybody really knew.
No.
They had really no idea what it could do. I mean,
They knew that it would have a reaction, and they knew it would cause an explosion, but they did not expect it to be that massive. And I remembered when I first, when we reacted to the one that had Albert Einstein in it, which everyone attributes Albert Einstein as like, oh, he created an atomic bomb. No, he didn't.
That's what I thought.
No, Albert Einstein never created an atomic bomb. He actually was one of the figureheads in getting the federal government to research into atomic energy, and research into it and potentially use it for war. But it was Oppenheimer and the groups at Project Manhattan that just made it a reality.
Okay. So, question.
Uh-huh.
It might be a stupid question. Why did they choose the cities that they did?
Well, they chose the cities mainly because of one was I know Hiroshima because Hiroshima was where they were making a lot of they were manufacturing a lot of stuff there for
yeah, ostensibly it was industrial centers.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And once you decimate like industrial centers, like that's been shown, like that's why the Soviet Union was tackled so heavily in the first bit, because the Germans destroyed their factories on the furthest outskirts of the Soviet Union, but they rebuilt factories further in once winter set in, and they were able to catch up with tanks and planes and everything. But the Japanese, they didn't have any chance of doing that because they were running out of steel, they were running out of oil, they were running out of everything. Because Japan doesn't have any natural natural huge advantages outside of the fact that it's an island on 4 tectonic plates that the locals know how to use to their advantage. And it's a beautiful place, and it's filled with a bunch of tough people and warriors.
I mean, the Pacific Theater, by the end of it, their soldiers were starving. It was horrible.
Yes.
Oh wow.
And to them, death was better than surrender. So that's why they would fight tooth and nail to the last man, and why there were very few POWs from the Japanese.
Every one of them I've ever met are really stubborn. So.
Yeah, Micah being a quarter Japanese. I mean,
my grandmother, my mother. I mean, she's half, but then.
And you.
My friend's ex-wife, very stubborn. Yeah, they're really stubborn.
Well, stubbornness can be a trait.
It can be good. It's good and bad.
Yeah, you dig your feet in on something that you believe in, and if it's right, it's right. But then it gets to the point where it's like, if you don't leave right now, you might die in a horrible explosion. Don't care.
Well, so a lot of people don't know this. The fire bombings actually killed more people than the atomic bombs. I think the atomic bombs total were 135,000, which
that's a lot of.
I'm very critical of. I don't approve of killing civilians in wartime.
No, I don't either.
And especially since Nagasaki, the landmark they picked out was actually a church.
Yeah.
Which that leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I believe it was St. Mary's Cathedral in Nagasaki.
And did you know that there's actually one man who survived both atomic bombings?
I heard about that.
Yeah. Nobu, I forget his name, but he survived both atomic bombs. He was in Hiroshima on business, and the bomb went off. He got back to Nagasaki a day later after going to the hospital and went to work even with all the bandages on him, and Nagasaki got bombed. Can you imagine this guy just being like, there's no escape from this shit? What the hell?
That dude, if it was in some comic book world, he'd have powers.
And the thing is, he lived up until recently here. He died in 2011. Yeah. He died at 94.
Apparently he told his coworkers.
How in the hell?
Tough sons of bitches, dude.
Apparently he told his coworkers when he came into work the next day and nobody believed him.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I heard about that.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Dude, being tough doesn't make you immune to radiation.
Well, if you're far enough away from the radiation center, plus you gotta remember, these are
let's test this theory. Let's test it.
Roll well.
Rambo's still gonna have his skin fall off if he's too close to a nuke. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you roll well and you dex save for half damage. I mean, just
roll 20. Roll 20 for initiative.
He apparently rolled a couple of 20s on his
So one of the coolest stories I read was in ceramics at ETSU. So there were some a ceramicist studio. He had some unfired clayware in there, and it was instantly fired at cone 10 or 11.
Oh my gosh!
And so years later, they had this on sale, but they had to sell it in a container because it was still slightly radioactive. Yeah. But
man, that's crazy to think about that. But Thanos, which everybody knows from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Him being the best villain, I say that wholeheartedly. I know you Loki fans out there are gonna shit on me for that, but I don't care. Thanos
I don't consider Loki a villain.
Not anymore,
he's more of an anti-hero?
Like a frenemy.
Yeah, he's more of an anti-hero. He's not necessarily a villain.
I kind of got wrecked too.
I was gonna say disagree.
Well, not best comic book villain. Best comic book villain. I mean,
I just thought you were saying best villain in general.
No, best Marvel villain. He's the best villain in the Marvel franchise.
Venom's pretty good too, though.
Well, and of course,
I do like Killmonger.
No, Killmonger's my number 2 right
because he was the one that I was just honestly, kind of half.
Yeah, I agree with.
I'm on his side.
Well, I agree with his sensibilities. being
Whereas
abandoned.
Thanos, I'm like, I see what he's trying to do, but no.
Yeah.
Like, just no.
No, and that's fine. But overall, I mean, both of these people here in this battle, one real, one fictional. Let's not dance around that. But both of them remorseful.
Are they one real, one fictional though?
We don't know. Thanos could exist.
Oh gosh.
Thanos is like Kool-Aid Man's into the room.
Oh yeah. Or actually, no.
Like, no.
Instead of for him, it'd be oh snap. Okay, well, we got this queued up here. Let's get this on screen.
Well, we got to do our vote.
We have to place our wagers on who we think is going to win this.
I don't think we've ever actually done that.
Oh, well, we
since I've been
used to.
We
used
used
back in
to,
the day.
yeah, we used to. So we got to put our
in
wagers
death
on.
battles, we'd stop after the
we'd stop after the
analysis.
introductions.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
okay, so here, let's give a prediction as to who we think is going to win.
Okay.
Usually these are left open ended. They don't usually have like a. There's only been one or two where
Yeah,
it's
they
been like,
don't say they don't necessarily claim a winner. We get to decide at the we have a vote, and then we get to decide at the end.
Yes.
After their performance and after they prove their point, who's the winner.
Yes. So for me, okay, I'll start out with this. For me, I would say probably Thanos because he probably has a lot more to go off of. Whereas Oppenheimer, I think, is going to be limited by real world sensibilities. Whereas Thanos literally has the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe to pull in and just be like, it took a whole universe to take me down. Meanwhile, I forget how Oppenheimer died. I think it was cancer, maybe.
Ironic.
I'm not sure.
But there's just to me there's a lot more for Thanos to pull off of. That's just me though.
Gotcha.
What about you, Nick?
I have no idea, but probably Thanos. Just
Okay.
As a bias.
All right, Wyndham.
All right. So I'm gonna go against the grain here. I'm gonna say Oppenheimer.
Oh, going.
And the reason I'm gonna say Oppenheimer, and this is just me. This is just me.
Okay.
So the thing is, like, yeah, Thanos is big badass. Sure. Yeah, Thanos does a lot of things. But if you look at his actual skills, he just has powerful followers, and he's big and strong.
And he's very smart.
Yes.
I mean, yes, he's smart, but did he create the Infinity Stones?
No.
No. Did he
No.
create the concept of the Infinity Stones?
No.
No. He
But
just
that was Stan
he's very
Lee.
tactically smart.
He's tactically intelligent, yes. But Oppenheimer came up with the concept of an atomic bomb.
Yeah.
And so I
But
think...
answer me this: did he
I
come up
think-
with the concept of the atom?
No, the point being, he
Sorry.
Thanos technically actually did build the Infinity Gauntlet, I believe.
Actually,
But
if we're
he
if we're
didn't.
being honest,
He
it was the dwarf.
made the
It was
dwarf,
that made
create it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, he might have come up with the sketches.
Yeah.
But just from a concept of would Thanos been able to have accomplished the exact same thing if it were up to him and his own ideas and his own sentimentalities? Would he have been able to do the exact same thing that Oppenheimer did, where Oppenheimer like pulled it out of his butt?
Well,
Would
Thanos
Thanos
did.
would Thanos have been able to pull the Infinity Stones out of his butt
no. I
if,
don't think
if he
so.
wasn't
would've
if he
hurt.
wasn't given them from somebody else?
Would
You
have
know
been
what I
able
mean?
to pull
He took-
Ant-Man out of his butt.
Oh, going back to that old meme.
Yes.
Yeah, that Thanos. I
We'll
remember when the
never
Thanos,
know.
Wasted
It's like
opportunity.
Tom from Tom and Jerry, but instead it was Thanos. It's like when you feel the Ant-Man in your butt.
I saw a comic. It was like, joke's on you. That plan's not going to work because I just have another chin. It was naked Thanos, and he just had a butt chin down there like his.
Oh my gosh! Oh,
like,
this went off the rails
Okay.
fast.
Whoa.
All right, Octo.
But-
What's your
But anyway,
prediction?
Oh, let me finish up. So
Go
anyway,
ahead. Sorry.
anyway,
Lynn.
point being, I'm gonna go with Oppenheimer for now, but I might change my mind.
Okay. All right.
Just so we have an even vote, so we can either decide, or I'll go with
Okay.
Oppenheimer.
Oh
as well.
wow, you're putting all the pressure on Mike.
I have to.
Oh, I'm going to root for Thanos because, fictional villains exist to drive a story, which I can appreciate. I mean...
I don't really see Oppenheimer as a villain, though. I see him as,
Sure, but I mean, like, Thanos exists to drive a story. I mean,
True. Very true.
Oppenheimer, I mean, that was, 135,000 people wiped out in an instant that, a lot of them were civilians. So it's just like, I mean...
Yeah. And
you got to think, I mean, the United States is the only country to ever use nuclear weapons on anybody.
yes.
I mean, no, there are people that were exposed to
use
radiation
it on someone else
in tests.
There's plenty of countries who've used it on themselves.
But it's like, you know, because they didn't really understand. Oh, we can just hide in this ditch here. This is fine. And it's like, oh, my skin's melting.
That's not how. Yeah.
So,
well, we have it queued up here. Let's get it up on screen, and let's get to it. Here we go.
His makeup's pretty good.
I am inevitable, immeasurable, inexorable, monstrous, with bars weighing on you harder than your haunting, guilty conscience. I am Thanos, and I crush tracks like tesseracts in my palm. You're a pencil-pushing Terran who never learned to love his ball. Seems you started off a chemist, and on your world you were a prodigy. Well, that makes sense, cause your rhymes are only hot periodically. Man, I turned the Avengers down to embers, sent half your planet to be slaughtered, and now I'm Oppenheimer like I did to my daughter. Got a
Ow, damn.
6 infinity gems when I'm packing. Stick your tiny nuclear dick back into your pants, Dr. Manhattan.
Oh, damn. That was a good callback.
Cause you break and bleed so easy. I think I'll call you Oppenheimer. It's
damn.
That's kind of
just
gross.
don't have the stone. Apparently, the only thing you're good at wrecking is a home.
Oh.
With your friend's wife. Your friend's bed. Then got another married girl pregnant. You should have gone for the head.
Damn.
You took everything I have left. After your raps, I am become deaf. You need an Iron Man for that wrinkly ass skin and that butt chin. Here we go now. Where's your rhythm? I thought you had the time stone. Your punchlines sound like they came from Rhyme Zone. You might be saying they didn't see you, but between us, who's it worth them see you?
Ooh, that's good. That's a good play.
Jack thinks you're invisible. I cause chain reactions when I'm lyrical. Cause I've got that fissile material. You were born to Eternals, but came out looking so scary that your own mother tried to make you a temporary. Meanwhile, I've mastered the atom more than any man alive. Now I'm here to split you like 2 and 3 from 5. I'm a peaceful man, but I do what I must. You had an evil plan, Thanos, and it left you in the dust. It must leave you enraged when you compare our talents, because in this battle there is no balance.
For communist pariah, you come off as awfully cocky, but I'll make you bend the knee in round 2 like Nagasaki.
Damn.
The Marvel showstopper got my name on this wheel like it's the Thanos. Or Fortnite's dopest dancer. I will low-key choke you out like my name was throat cancer.
Damn.
Death, how about the one that looked at you and swiped left?
Damn.
You got your nuts handed to you by a squirrel girl. Well, in the end game now, Tinky Winky, a physicist like Ant-Man, all up in your
Yes.
wrong crap has obviously never heard you rap. Oh, snap.
Oh, hey. Damn. They both brought it.
that was really good.
That was really, really good. Oh, come on, dude. Oh,
That's a
God.
fun ending, yeah.
Was.
So, people say watch till the end because there's sometimes hints to what's coming next.
Yeah.
So, before that, though, there's something I gotta see. Yep, there we are. Hey.
Hey, woo-woo.
Yeah. Always proud of that.
You're shaking everybody.
Man.
You just get hyped up. You're like, yeah.
Nope. No hints. No hint for next time. Okay. So, that was a close one.
Yeah, those are both really good.
Yeah.
I know who I picked, actually.
You picked Thanos.
I picked originally Thanos. I know who I am going to go with as the winner, though, is Oppenheimer.
Yeah, because Thanos made a
Thanos'
Fortnite
verse
reference.
actually started off kind of weak
Very true.
at the beginning.
Yeah, true.
And Oppenheimer kind of like maybe like his first line was like a little weak, and then like he kind of just came in and brought it full force the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I really enjoyed the filter and shit on his voice that made him sound
Yes.
like the
Well, yeah, well,
recordings you've
that's
heard, like the
one
I
of
am
the only
become
recorded-
death, recorded or
Yeah.
destroyer of worlds.
Yeah.
That's one of the only recordings.
Like
of
that
Oppenheimer.
made his verses sound so sick. And
Well,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. If there was a rapper that sounded like that and used that filter on his voice all the time,
Yeah.
I would listen to that dude, like, like religiously.
MC
Just sounded
OAS MC old as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like we could get like a rapper who's like in his 70s and like put that on his thing. Maybe have Rob Scallon come in with that voice recorder thing that he did, and like the old rotary thing, and like spin it onto the wax record, and I think that would sound pretty cool. I'm not gonna change mine. I will say this though. Thanos had me all the way, like 100% all the way up until he made the Fortnite reference. I'm just like, just joke. I don't hate Fortnite. It's just.
I just like Fortnite more than you do. But
I know you
just don't care if they reference it.
Yeah. But
it's big and culturally relevant, I guess, as far as pop culture goes.
It is. I don't.
It's
mind
everywhere.
Yeah, I don't mind it. But overall, Thanos. To me, Thanos won. So I guess that's a split right there. I'd still say Thanos won because all the pointing out all the stuff about Oppenheimer, getting the ladies pregnant and everything, and also the throat cancer reference. I'm like, oof.
Yeah.
And then of course Oppenheimer, no slouch either. I mean, there was a lot more to that than I thought there was going to be, but damn. And then of course also referencing how Thanos used to be obsessed with death.
Yeah, that was actually my favorite one when he said that death saw you and swapped left or whatever.
Yeah,
there was a lot of good, like it was like MCU stuff, but then also comic book stuff that they didn't really pick up on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, they're
Squirrel Girl reference.
Yeah, the Squirrel Girl line was really good. But me, I still think Thanos won it. That's just my opinion.
I feel like they gave it to me. It seemed like they gave him more time.
Well,
for some reason,
Yeah,
I
they both got
sometimes
two
though.
verses. They both got 4 bars apiece.
I mean,
I know, but
he was pretty slow though.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Maybe it just seemed like he took more time because he was slower.
Much like his time getting into the MCU.
Yeah, but it's kind of like I have this weird thing. I feel like whenever I watch these, it always seems like the person that goes first tends to be the one that I think comes in more powerfully, just because it seems like they take longer and they're able to just like throw more insults and digs out. And I feel like sometimes the second person is left having to pick up the pieces and defend themselves before they just like go offensive. Does that make sense? Like I feel like they have to defend some of the attacks and then they go offensive.
Well,
I feel like half of it is defensive and recovery, and then the other half's offensive.
I would say to some degree, but at the same time, the one that I think is my favorite outside of the it's one of my favorites. It's Zeus versus Thor. And
the Lego
Thor
one?
went second. Yeah, Thor went second, and Thor won hand over fist because there was just so much. It depends on the material that is given.
Yeah, I'm not saying the second person can't come in first.
Yeah,
because that's not what I was saying. I said
no.
Often,
I feel like
they do give the second person because the first person's just like go. The first person's not having to defend themselves. First person's just like suck my dick. You're the worst. That's kind of what they're saying. Whereas the second person has to go, whoa, I'm not the worst because you're the worst. You know what I mean? Like they don't always have the
rap
chance
battles
to build
work though.
themselves.
They flip forward and each one
that's
goes,
true.
and the winner of the next round.
That's
A lot
true.
of times
But
they
I just feel like the
kinda
person
don't
that's
defend
first.
themselves though, and just go back with their own.
Yeah.
insults,
That's true.
being
That's
like,
true.
Shit,
A lot of
blah,
times
blah,
I
don't
actually
give a
feel
shit,
the
insurance
feel
company.
the opposite, because the first person's going in blind, and then the second person has material to expound on. A lot of times.
So yeah, there's
in
an
like
advantage
a
to both
actual
sides.
freestyle rap
Yeah.
battle, absolutely.
Yeah,
Like
because that's the vibe I've
I
gotten
could
in some of
definitely see
these,
that.
but not all.
Yeah.
they do pre-write these, so I
Yeah.
don't think it's like that
I-
much of an advantage. But like in an actual freestyle rap battle, yes.
I'd love
I
for them
agree
to
with
do
that.
like a coin flip as to who goes first. I'd love for them to do a coin flip as to say, here's a okay, so heads Thanos goes first, tails Oppenheimer goes
They might
first.
actually do that.
They
And
might.
then,
That
and
might
then
be how they decide it.
yeah,
We
maybe
don't
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see if they could film that and like put it on their Patreon.
There's
Yeah.
a corporate office kiddie pool full of Mountain Dew that Peter and Lloyd have to wrestle in, and whoever wins their character gets to go first.
It's either that or they just write, the verses, and then they're like, all right, which one would be best in what position?
I like mine
Maybe.
better.
After the fact.
I like
Yeah.
mine better. Pull a Mountain Dew, just fight it out.
No, I can see that too. Because I can definitely see Lloyd getting all scrappy. He'll be like, "Come on, Peter, come on," and then Peter's just like, I don't want to. I'm afraid, man.
Do you ever think like if they could like go back in time and tell themselves as like little kids, guess what you're gonna grow up and do? Do you think like how would you describe it? It's like, guess what, you're gonna make videos where you dress up in costumes and rap at people. Like, what do you think they would do?
Well, I would just say one day you're going to be a world famous rapper.
I think Lloyd would walk into his closet, look at himself in a mirror that's surrounded by his vision board, and then put on his little driver's cap and be like, I knew it. like the hat he always wears. Like.
Yeah, those. Oh, God. All right, well.
I feel like if you told me that as a kid, you would end up accidentally changing the future because I would get it completely wrong.
Gotcha.
And I would misinterpret what you were telling me because I would be like, so I'm going to be like Slipknot, but a rapper. Yeah, let's do it.
The butterfly thing.
And I become like an actual like professional rapper, and I just like wear like weird costumes the whole time I was rapping, kind of like Guar and shit.
That sounds awesome, though.
God.
It's not the same as this.
So for you, Wyndham, you still think Oppenheimer won, or do you think?
I feel like Thanos had a bit of an advantage at first because it seemed again like Oppenheimer was kind of coming in a little weak, a little bit slower, almost like trying to defend himself.
Yeah, true.
But at the end, I think a lot of it had to do kind of with his demeanor. I think like Thanos was like, he was boasting. You're the worst. And then it seems like Oppenheimer's like, I know I'm the worst because I killed a bunch of people. So what? At the end he was like, I killed a bunch of people, but hey, you just kind of suck. So it was like, it's almost like when you try to pick on somebody that doesn't care, they kind of already win. Like if they get offended and they react, then it's like you win. But if they, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like Oppenheimer, just in the way that he was portrayed, I think was really cool, as well as some of his verses. Except for thinking about the video as a whole.
Can't really get under somebody's skin that already views themselves as a monster. It's like,
yeah. So I feel like he's like not trying to be like.
So pretty much pulling an Eminem at the end of 8 Mile.
Yeah.
Like, I am white. I am a friggin' bum. I do live in a trailer with my mom. My boy Future is an Uncle Tom. Yeah. And I do got a dumb friend named Cheddar Bob who shoots himself in his leg with his own gun. Yeah.
Exactly. And I feel like he had that perspective, so it was easy for him to take digs at Thanos, where he was just kind of like, life though, you suck.
I think Thanos was lagging behind at the end too. I'll go with Oppenheimer.
So 3 Oppenheimer. So Oppenheimer's pretty much won at this point. What about you, Micah?
So I'm going to stay with Thanos, and here's why. I thought it was pretty even, but it's so stupid I love it, the Thanos copter. Just the fact that they brought that in there. That comic is so dumb and amazing, and the fact that they brought the prop from it and made that his weapon in Endgame, I enjoyed so much because it's so stupid, but they did it.
The Thanos copter, yes.
Where he's like chasing Spider-Man, and I think Timmy, and they're fighting to get the cosmic cube back.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, that comic, I love it.
Oh boy. All right, so that's 2 for Thanos, 3 for Oppenheimer. So I think it can officially be called Oppenheimer, in terms of this channel, wins the ERB this time around. Mm-hmm. So I'm actually not surprised. I mean, these are with that result because these have been so well done and so even. Mm-hmm. I think there really hasn't been that hard of a one-sided battle this season. I don't think. I mean, because Pennywise and Joker last time was immensely entertaining. Mm-hmm. It was so good, cool. And this one also was really, really good. Both actors got into their characters, and the makeup on Thanos was really good. Mm-hmm. Like Nick said, the voice changer that they had on Oppenheimer was amazing, and just added a level of depth to his performance. Mm-hmm. And there's so much in this, and it just shows you the love and care that these guys put into these rap battles, and just how much they love doing this, especially when they're having fun. Yeah, because I think now that they're on their own, they're not like tied down by what Maker Studios and Disney wants them to do. Mm-hmm. Instead, they can do what they want now and have fun and be free and just support these guys, people. I mean, if you want to see more awesome epic rap battles of history, support these guys. Go to Patreon, buy their merch. I mean, hell, it's
comment.
Comment.
Just
check out their video.
Tell a friend.
Yeah, check out their video, which is down below in the description. Go to their channel, subscribe, like, ring the bell. I mean, whatever you can to support these guys, because I want them to succeed. Yeah. Because they've given us so much entertainment over these last 10 years that they've been on, 10 years on YouTube, which is amazing.
you don't have friends, tell a stranger.
Yeah.
Tell everyone,
And then they'll
you
be your
gotta watch
friend.
epic rap battles.
Yeah.
So good,
Go to the
man.
mall and
like,
walk
hey,
up to
bro.
a random mom with a baby. You gotta watch it. No,
It's
don't
like
do
it's
that.
like, hey, you want to watch some epic rap battles of history with me?
It's like
No.
it's like a street preacher, but
Okay.
for Epic Lloyd. So he's on a box, but he shaves his head and gets like a cap like he wears. He's just super angry, like you should watch this.
Yeah, watch epic rap battles of history. And then Peter comes up in his plaid shirt and everything. He's just like, Lloyd, calm down. He's like, no, people have to watch this now. It's so amazing and awesome and epic. It's like, okay, all right, sure thing.
There you go.
But thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. And if you want to know more about us, I mean, you know, you hit that subscribe button down there, ring that bell to stay notified, and like the video. And if you want to know more about these two individuals right here,
Why wouldn't you?
we have Wyndham. She has her channel. You all know about that. You've seen her for a long time. And also Octomach. He has his Twitch and everything. You can check him out on there if you want to see more from him. And, yeah, I guess that's going to do it for now. So until next time, signing off, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
I'm Wyndham.
Octo.
Micah.
And we will see you in the next one, everybody. Peace out.
Peace.
out.